And it says we are live now. So for those that don't catch the first 10 seconds, then you get to watch the replay. Special, there he is. Look at that. Johnny, just hit that little button at the bottom. Sometimes it looks like a camera or a plus sign. All right, that was quick. Wow, look at that. All right, he's coming on. That is the fastest ever. There he is.
Hello, good sir. How are you?
I'm good. You just won the fastest ever. Like usually we used to do this for like a year. Every Tuesday night we did Titan Tuesday where we had people battle each other in challenges. We had Tincture Tuesday and all that, but it was always I'd go live, wait, come in, somebody get on, and they couldn't figure out how to hit the button. And I was just like, as soon as I went live, there you were, and you hit it instantly. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, that's the fastest I've ever got anyone online with me. So
I'm ready.
That's awesome.
How are you? Thank you for having me. You're a beast. I'm happy to be here. I want to thank you for your contribution to the chili community. It's amazing. I don't think if you're looking at it from the outside and you aren't really in it, you don't really realize what you do. But thank you.
All right, thank you, man. I love you, and yeah, man. Over the past couple of years, got to know you, and you know we got really close, and I appreciate you. Through everything, man, through everything. I'm holding this right here. I don't know if you remember, but you texted me when we were at the hospital. My daughter was having heart surgery, and you asked how everything was going or something, and you told me you're praying for me. It meant the world, but I sent you a picture of this. I said, at least I have this with me, you know? And me and Mrs. Bocow were in this waiting room, and she just talks a lot, just like me, but she's talking and talking, and this slowed us down a little bit. Let me tell you, we were getting wrecked off of it.
It's a hot sauce. It's a hot one.
It is. That's why I still have some. Yeah, I put it up and we do little dabs of it. But man, this is smoking hot right here. So yeah, anybody that's tuning in. So I decided to do this. So we did on here. We did like Tincture Tuesday for a while, and then we did Titan Tuesday last year. And then we did some interviewers with some growers. We had Chilipino on, Jimmy Pickles. And this was something I wanted to do. On YouTube, I got sauce slanging going on now. That's another series where I'm going out to markets and interviewing people. And then in the intro, you're in the intro, John. There's a little clip of you showing the Blazing Foods rack in Vic's basement. Nice. Just a split second. But anyway, so we got sauce slanging. But I still want to do this Meature Maker. Next week, we're going to have Troy Primo on. He drops his new sauce tomorrow. And Johnny and David got some new products out. I was going to eat one of them on camera, but I actually ate all four of the meat sticks. Well, I shared with my coworkers, but they were so good.
They're great. We're coming out with a hotter version and a challenge stick, a challenge beef stick.
That's awesome. I do have Chase to Eat products all the time. This is This was until about a week. No, I don't know. Sometime in the last 3 weeks, this was my favorite all-time challenge. It's still my favorite savory challenge, but my new favorite challenge is that son of a gun right there.
Is that the ice cream?
Yes, it is. I did this on Instagram already, but I'm gonna get into this one tonight while we're live here.
Have you done the C3? Is brutal.
I don't think I can handle that one. I might get it just to try it, though.
Here's the weird thing. I swear to you, it's just 7-pot. But I've had a dozen people message me, like, on the side going, honestly, is that all natural? I swear it is. It's nothing but 7-pot Primo powder. I think something happens with the sugar. I don't know. Something happens, and it is just a mother of a challenge. It's bad.
Yeah, that's crazy that it's like that. So what we're doing is, guys, we're just going to hang out with Johnny for a little bit. We're going to get to know. Most of you guys know who he is. If you don't, go subscribe to Chase the Heat. We're just going to ask Johnny a couple of questions. I'll ask the audience some questions, see how much they know about Johnny, and then you guys can ask a couple questions. But Johnny, if you want to start off, how did you and David come together and form this Batman and Robin team? You guys, everything you put out was gold.
Yeah. It's interesting. David Foy started Blazing Foods almost the same month or a month or so away from when I started Chase the Heat. So we started at the same time. We didn't know each other. And he started watching a few videos, and he asked me, I did a review of the Death Nuts. And it went well. We started talking a little bit. And about a year after that, he sent me a text message one day, and he said, "You've done something that's almost impossible to do." And I texted him back, "What's that?" And he said, you are a brand. He said, "If we can just get a couple of products underneath you, you can make a living doing what you like." And I said, "Sounds interesting." I was just, you got to understand, the channel was really young. It was small. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not huge now at all. But anyway, a short time after that, he called me on the phone, and he goes, "Are you ready to do a collab?" I said, "What?" He goes, I said, "I'm game. Let's do something." He goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, you're the peanut guy. Let's do a nasty peanut challenge." So all credit to him. He came up with the name Tube of Terror. He came up with putting in the tube, obviously. All I did on that was the picture. My dad took that picture. He took 2 pictures. I thought at first it was just one, but I found the second. He took 2, and he snapped that. But he just sent me peanuts, and he called me. I was living with my dad in Reno at the time, so he called me. I get the thing in the mail. I'm like, "You with me?" I'm like, "Here we go." I chew it up. I'm like, "It's not hot enough," and we did that for a month. It's not hot enough. And then one day I said, "Listen, you got to do better than that." And he sends me one day, and the minute I popped it in my mouth, it was, I know plutonium. I know the taste of plutonium. I said, "Dude, that's plutonium." I spit it out. He goes, "How did you know?" I said, "How do I know? I consumed a lot of plutonium. I don't want like that." And I told him then, I said, "Try pure capsaicin crystals, because there's no flavor. It won't change the flavor profile. It'll give you some stupid heat." And then right after that, he sent me a peanut. I got on the phone with and I ate it, and I said, "It's too hot." And he said, "What?" I said, "It is." He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I've never heard you say that." I said, "I'm not sure I've ever said that." He goes, why do you say that?" I said, "Because my picture is going to be on it. I have to be able to complete it." And I didn't think I could. So we backed it down a little bit, and that's what everybody knows is the Tube of Terror. And when we started, it was funny. I said we were going to do just 1,000 tubes. We bought 1,000 tubes, and that was it. And it was going to be just a single run. And like literally the day before we launched it, I called him and I said, "What happens if we sell 1,000?" I didn't think we would. I mean, I thought they would linger, and I didn't know it was going to happen. And I said, "What happens if we actually sell 1,000? Like, what if it works?" He goes, "Do you want to sell more?" I said, "Yeah, let's see what happens." And we've sold a lot in every country practically. And it's been crazy. So that's how he and I got started. And then the sauce thing, I had a different person that approached me. I was going to do a sauce collab. They had approached me and said, I got a deal for you. We'll put your face on the label. You're just the face. We'll split the 50-50. I do all the work." And I knew the person, and just questioned some of the way that he was handling business. So I called Foy. And the only people I ever asked for advice were my brother, my dad, and Foy. That's it. And for that advice, that when I really need to hear something, the right stuff. So I called him and said, "This is what I'm faced with. I got this." And he goes, "What's the split?" I told him. He goes, "I'll do it for you. I'll do it for nothing." I said, "Do it for nothing?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll do it, and it's your company. I'll do that for you." I said, "I'll tell you what, dude, I've watched too many episodes of like Shark Tank. If you don't have some skin in the game, you're going to get bored pretty quick." I said, "How about we split the 50-50? He goes, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." So we did. And then it just kind of exploded from there. What I do, everybody thinks that I'm a co-owner of Blazing Foods, or I own it. If you Google my name, like Johnny Scoville, you know what always has questions that people have Googled recently? People always think I own Blazing Foods, and I don't. All I do is I'm the test dummy. I'm the crash test dummy for them. Every product you've ever seen come from Blazing Foods, I'm the guy who tested it to make it happen.
You're the best. You're my test dummy too, man.
I'll tell you
I freaking love you.
I'll tell you something. I mean it. I'm rolling in on my 5,000th video in less than a month. The channel turned 7 years old, and the worst cramps I've ever felt in my life for you. I'm telling you, the hell fudge. Like I knew not to have 911 queued up on my phone, but the first time I had calf cramps that bad, I went through the night staring at on my phone that said 911. I was all because I couldn't drive. My stomach was. I couldn't even straighten my legs out to drive. But the stuff that you've made, your challenges are legendary. They really, really are. I still have the sticks. I haven't done it.
No, is it? Oh wait, no, that's the goldfish. I think.
Is it the
goldfish? Yeah. Yeah, Thomas.
I still have the pack. You know what? I'm going to Pennsylvania this weekend. I'm moving. It's a weird time for me. I'm moving. My lease expires in this place on the weekend, so or at the end of the month. So I'm splitting this weekend. I'm going to Pennsylvania for a little bit with Tad and Kit from Harvest 912. So I'll bring those there and we'll do something there. But you're
yes.
That's what I meant when I thanked you for like what you've done. It's a love-hate thing, man. You've hurt me in ways that no other man has ever hurt me. Because usually, listen, I can pinpoint it to you. You're the common denominator.
Hey, I've tried. Let me tell you something. I got people. So people keep asking me. I mean, I'm going to be honest. People's like, when are you going to come out with the League of Fire Challenge? You're certified now, this, that. And I'm like, I don't think they would sell. I'm like literally, like, think about how many people order. Let's just be honest. How many people order from Gamelstads here? 10 of us? I mean, I got Pure Insanity times 2. I got the fudge, their fudge in there. I'm terrified of it. But you think, how many people order from Pure Insanity? I'm like, in the country, on a regular basis, 10. I said, that's how many people order from Uncle Bocow. So I said, I gotta redeem myself and make a beginner's. You know what I need to make? I need to make a challenge that I can complete. I've never ever done a whole one of my own challenges. I've done half. I've tasted them on camera.
Done one of your own challenges?
No, they're way too hot for me, man. If I purged, I would do it. I would push myself. But no, I've never done a whole. I have done, okay, so I did like 2 whole ones, but then I realized that if I can do it, it's not hot enough. So then I added more product to it, or, I did something to it. So, yeah, but that's pretty cool. Guys, if anybody watching, if you got something hot and you want to get lit up, then get ready and we'll eat together. I'm going to do this right here and get rocked. Johnny's always got something. We'll do a kind of a 1 hot minute,
Let me get some.
But you guys.
Let me get some tincture. Talk for 1 second. I'm going to bring back some tincture.
Go ahead. Yeah, that is so awesome. Yep, and Johnny's going to be traveling around. Like you said, you guys are going to see him with Kit and Jake, Harvest 912. Harvest 912 has a new chug challenge out. They got a new pre-metallic chug. Did you do the pre-metallic chug yet for Kitten?
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so you guys stay tuned. Watch Chase the Heat tomorrow, and we're going to see what that's about. And I'll probably ask them to be on. So Troy's going to be on next week. I think I'm going to ask them to come on the week after, once you guys are done up there. Once after the show's over, the Baltimore thing and all that. So once that's over, I'm going to ask them to come on, and they can talk about that product there. So you can be. I can't wait to watch you do it tomorrow.
Let's go.
All right, guys.
Pre-metallic is scary. It's just scary.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. All right, guys. Anybody got something hot, get it ready. We're going to eat, and I'm going to ask you guys a question. While I'm eating this, you can go in the comments. Johnny, don't answer it till the end. I'll tell you something. This winter, I was trying to convert my fermented sauces into non-fermented because of all the regulations and the headache. And it was a time when I got discouraged, okay? And I said, I keep wasting peppers, I keep wasting bottles and all this, And then I remembered something you told me about Penango. You said that it took a while. If you guys know, anybody knows, take a guess in the comments how many versions of Penango were made as the test run before they finalized the batch. I want you guys to put a number in the comments while we get wrecked, and then we'll ask you guys, whoever's got something hot, where you're at, if you're in panic mode or where you're at. This is gonna hurt. I did one of these already. This is something here,
It's just a weird thing. It's the strangest ice cream in the strangest form, and because it's dry, even when it becomes powdery in your mouth, it becomes kind of like creamy almost, and it does offset the heat, but the flavor is so cool with the 7-Pot mixed with the dairy.
If I could get it open, I'd be all right. They're wrapped really good, which is good because you ain't got to worry about it. If it were to get rained on, because some of us don't have a porch. But hold on one second. I'm going to get the old knife out because my unwrapping skills are suspect. So you got some? What do you got? Something from Tom Broom?
Yeah, I got some Tom Broom tincture. It's a seriously hot special edition, vintage, aged 24 months, and it's got 50% more powder in this. It's probably somewhere in the vicinity of 2 million, two and a quarter maybe. But he makes some very nice stuff. The fact that it's aged 2 years, it's got such a mellow flavor. It's amazing.
I found that. Listen, I made tincture for my first time. I did 90 days. Then I had some. I just set it. Then I just left it. I still got some actually. That's like I think it's almost 2. It's 2 years basically coming up this fall. But I found that just like Tom, I used black rum, the 180 or 160 proof, and it sat forever. I just didn't want to mess with it. But when I tried it, it was way better. Way better.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely better. All right, guys, get ready. Let's get lit. I'm going to get into this. You guys can get these at Blazing Foods too. If you can't find it, because I know it's some of this newer stuff, it doesn't show up on the first page. Just type in a fire bar or ice cream bar in the search. Once you're on Blazing Foods too, and you will find this. Make sure you type in meat sticks also. Them things were slamming. My coworkers loved it. I did not want to share them, but I did.
You're a nice
guy. Let's get lit.
I brought home a half a dozen, and I know people in the apartment complex. I shared none of them.
No, I know. It was hard for me to do, but all right, let's get lit. 1 hot minute with Johnny Scoville.
To me, that's one of the strangest things because, most people in America probably haven't tried freeze-dried ice cream. So when you first hear it, you're like, wait, what? It's a wait, what kind of a product? Wait, what? And it's freeze-dried. There's no moisture. It's just removed all the moisture. We freeze it first and then remove all the moisture from it. And when you chew it up, it becomes the dairy, the white, the stuff that's the ice cream becomes creamy, and you get the chocolate from the outside part, the sandwich part. But it's hot too. There is a lot of 7-pot Primo powder in that thing, and it is. You can tell how we make it. We split the sandwich open when they're frozen, and we coat both sides of both sandwiches, and then fold them back, and that's how they're shipped. So they're really hot, and I swear that's just 7-pot Primo powder.
And that powder, Troy gave me some last year when we were out at this shoot, remember? I had Mrs. Boca try it against the Reaper powder, straight from the source. Blind taste test. The video's up. Troy's got it saved in his playlist. She said the Primo powder tastes better, but she said it's way hotter. And I'm telling you, I've had so many powders. That powder is the hottest I've ever had. I mean, it's just so freaking ground, so fine. It's so
it's like military grade powder. It definitely is. But the weird thing is, we helped Troy out. Foy and I helped Troy out with a farm he's got now, and the peppers that he's growing, they're all 7-pot. 18,000 plants or something. A lot of them, and the powder from it is so almost red. The color is so beautiful. It's not brown and dirty looking. It has such a floral aroma, and I don't like floral, just plain floral in pies, but the floral doesn't translate the same in powder. And the powder is just so good. We've had it tested. Here's the thing. We've had the powder tested, and it's what we expected. It's not super hot, but it's any higher than we thought it was going to be, but it comes out. It just burns. It's got a wicked burn.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. And it's so, that's another thing is, let's just explain to people. I don't have any. I gave away these 4. I got these nice little cute little jars, but I gave away 4 different powders with some sauces. This past weekend, I just did anybody that orders, you get all 4 of these. And I said, I want you guys to taste this. I'm taking these pods, picking them, bringing them home, cutting them in half, put them in the dehydrator on low heat instantly. So when you have that kind of powder where it's fresh picked and fresh ground, it's a whole other ballgame. To me, I think it's hotter, but it tastes better. It don't have that stale, that You know, I got
Earthy,
some old
dirty
powder.
taste.
I got old powder sitting here that I can just smell it, and it smells like it just smells like commercial powder. Even though this isn't, it's just old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when it gets old,
And it's just been sitting there a while.
it loses that freshness, and it just takes on almost an earthy, dirty kind of smell almost. But
Yeah, it goes bad. Yeah, if you see brown powder, unless it's from chocolate pods, stay away from it.
Let me ask you a
Because
question.
yeah,
What's new? What's coming up next? I have one more of your sauces to review. I'm so proud of you. I want
thank
to
you.
say congratulations. No, it's one of the great things, man. I started my channel to help grow the chili community. And when I watch somebody who's a hobbyist who gets a little bit of air under his wings and takes off, that's the most exciting thing in the entire world. So I want to say congratulations. I know everybody watching is excited for you. You know, you've worked really hard at it. It doesn't happen overnight. I know the struggles you go through.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I appreciate you so much. Yeah, the Mad Mash. I think you're gonna like that. That's hotter than the other two. And I might even put a variant out of that because it gets its orange color because it's mostly yellow pods in it. So one of the pods that's yellow is the Fatale. The other one is the Yellow Reaper, and another is the giant yellow habanero. Now there's also some different habaneros. There's regular orange and there's Bohemian Goat in there, but red bell pepper and the Reaper powder is what makes it orange, right? So I actually have yellow Reaper powder, and I can buy yellow bell pepper at the store. I might actually make a yellow version of Mad Mash in the future as something special, just a kind of because you remember I had Monster Mash and I had a yellow version, yellow mash, you know. So just to switch it up, I may have one of them, and because it's the same ingredients, I don't even have to get new labels made because it's not even considered a deviation because it's Carolina Reaper yellow and it says bell pepper. So it's just Carolina Reaper and bell pepper. So I might do that.
So much frustration.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Johnny. They charged me $900 for that. It's the same nutritional on all three, but it was $300 a piece. But I'm thinking it's the same thing, you know. So it was a little bit to get launched, but you know what? The acidified foods course, it's 20 hours. But it's good. It's good. I knew all this stuff because I was a chef for years, and so I have a background in food and food safety. But it's still good, and I honestly think everybody should take it. I think it's great because I'm in a lot of the big fermented hot sauce groups and stuff, and there's some sketchy stuff out there. And so, like, when people give me and you a hard time for reviewing hobbyist stuff, you know, sometimes they have legitimacy, sometimes they're just being a Karen. But so it was good to take it. You know, I'm glad that there's things in place to protect us. But yeah, that powder. But yeah, man, that ice cream sandwich is good. I'm burning really good right now. It's hotter now than when I finished eating it.
It'll burn you, man.
It built up, man. Are you guys gonna League of Fire that at all? You think?
I think so. Now they make they make a larger bar. That's a small mini bar. They make a larger bar, and we're thinking about doing the larger bar for the challenge for League of Fire, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah. Or you could do both. Do it, you know, a 3-pointer and a 5-pointer or something like that.
Right. And we've got three more sauces that will be rolling out for Chase the Heat hot sauce in the next 60 days probably. We're trying to time that for the launch of the show that's coming out.
Oh, that's right. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. The comments weren't showing up. I thought nobody was commenting. Did anybody ever give a number on how many Penangos it took? I'm not seeing any numbers in the chat, so I just see a lot of people joined, but Johnny, you can go ahead and tell them how many test batches of Penango did it take?
Well, here's the thing. I had a funny talk with Foy about that fairly recently. I think I could be off. It's at least 13 or 14. It was crazy. Wow. And I'm telling you, I love number 2. I love number 7. I love number 11. I remember them. And I remember thinking, you know, what are we doing? When is enough enough? Because they were really good sauces. But when he got the last one, I was like, wow. So we got it. But I promise you, had we stopped at number 7 and sold that, people would have liked it. They would have. But so maybe there's a great quote by, I don't know if it's Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci, that no masterpiece is ever finished. It's abandoned. Like
that's right.
You always draw one more hair. It's like, well, when is enough? So I think we kind of abandoned it at the right time. But the sauces I've done, the 2 from the new label, Really, really good stuff. Good sauces, man.
Excellent,
Texture.
man. Yeah, we're gonna I am gonna put out a red sauce, you know, a hotter. I mean, I started off with like you said. This is I mean, you said it perfect. Okay, guys, this says medium, and yes, it's medium for chili heads, but this is hot. Like, so when I made them, I'm like, I really want to stay true to my roots and stay true, you know. So I mean, I know when I go out to a market, I'm gonna have to explain myself. I'm gonna say, hey guys. So, but I am gonna come out with a mild sauce. It's my daughter. What I make for my daughter. I'm actually gonna put that out once I get going a little bit here. Yeah, I make a baby bull cow sauce, and I'm gonna make one because the people in this area, they can't handle almost no heat. So, and it's hard for me to make a mild sauce because I'm just a chili head. It's almost impossible for me to do it. But I figured out a couple different recipes for her that I've made her. Not the baby, not the one that got the her surgery. She can eat heat. But the 7-year-old, she moved her way up. She's been doing them lemon spice jalapenos. She grew them this year. So she's getting her talents up a little bit. But we're going to put out a baby bull cow. We're going to put out, I think I'm going to do a classic habanero sauce. That can be something that I'll put in stores, you know, be kind of more commercialized. And that's the only thing I would ever use a co-packer if I do go that route, would be with something that I know year round I can get the peppers. I got a good farm. You met the guys before, Bailey's, up in Oxford. They're the ones that do the peppery concept there, but they have farms here, but then in the winter they have their farms in Florida and everything gets brought up fresh. So I can actually get good Hobbs and certain other peppers during the winter. With the other stuff, I have a USDA farmer here that grows all the yellow reapers, prima tali. So that brings to the next sauce. I'm going to do a prima tali sauce. In the next probably 4 or 5 months, I'll have that out.
It's a wicked pepper, man. It's a wicked pepper.
So I'm going to do a prima tali sauce, and I just want a red sauce with that red pepper flavor. You know, I might do a little bit of roasted or red bell in it to even out, you know, balance out the bitterness. And but yeah, I want a good red sauce. I haven't made one in a while, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to work on that. And so that'll be the next 3 over the next probably 4 or 5 months. And, you know, listen, we'll have a go.
If you put together a challenge for League of Fire, there's 2 basic routes you can go. You can go a really hot version, high points, legendary, become the mother challenge that nobody really wants. It's like the minute you launch, it's like, oh, I got to do that. That kind of challenge. But the thing about that is you get legendary status, you don't sell as many. Or if you want to do something and you want it, I would go something. Your first one, go really low heat. Because every time there's a League of Fire challenge, every time these people post their videos, do you have any idea how many people watch that video with their leg on the fence going, I really want to do it, but I can't. And I can't tackle one of those big challenges. And do you know how many people say, oh, I'd love to be a part of that, I just don't want to kill myself? If you could have a challenge that was tasty and wouldn't kill somebody, what that would do is it would drag legions of people into it. So I think there's a couple routes to go. If you want to make money at it, that's the way to go. If you want to just kill people, either way, or just roll out both. Roll out a low heat one and a really bad one.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, I'm looking into some stuff. I like I said, you remember me and David talked. David invited me. I mean, and thank you, David. I mean, I know he's not on here much, but David invited me to Blazing Foods and offered to help me put out a challenge, like do the prototype in the kitchen, no charge. Like David's an awesome dude. And the thing was that the co-packer for that particular one is only licensed to sell local, like in the state. So I just really wanted to, I was like, you know what? I rode that line for so long with stuff and then just kind of stopped. I stopped making sauces even. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go 100% legit with everything. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm just going to do that. And as far as like, you know, there's going to be stuff that like, you know how Cap Crew is and how we do, you know, we make a challenge to send to each other. But that is the best thing about the chili community is we make something for 10 friends. We send it out, but it's something that could in the future, that could be the one. That could be the thing. You know, it all starts with that, is just experimenting or trying. I love what you said. You said you guys just go in the grocery store together and you just look at something and say, hey, how can we corrupt that? You know, let's make that burn.
Exactly what we do. We walk up not the main aisle as you normally think of, weird stuff. We walked up and down every aisle, exactly what you said. We look at what hasn't been done right or what hasn't been done at all yet. That's how we're thinking. Well, they've already heeded that, but man, it sucks. Or man, no one's thought of this. And that's the fun stuff. You know, we got a couple that we're working on right now that no one's thought of that we're really excited about. But it's a fun, you know what? Here's the thing with me, and I got into this. You know, I've been eating hot stuff forever, but I started the channel almost 7 years ago. If there's passion, I'm all in. The people that you find that I hang out with, my circle of people that I chill with, every one of them is passionate. That's what drives me. That's what puts the winds in my sail. You know what I mean? It's passion. And you find that in the Philly community, there's a lot of people that are just like crazy about it. And that's, to me, that's what I love about this. I could watch a basket weaver doing a YouTube video about weaving a basket if they're passionate. Doesn't matter what they're doing. But so to me, I find the passion that people have, like you, is a good example of it. That's what makes me get up every day and go, what can I do a video today?
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I love it. And I know that when I started this it's so weird because this not this channel, my YouTube channel it's just my old Google account since like 2010 or something, you know. I uploaded a few videos here and there, nothing of any, just maybe songs or something like other people's stuff. I never used it except to watch videos, right? So when we were in Oxford that day, you were in that video clip with me, then Mrs. Bocow got in that peppering contest. That video was so long that I had to upload it to YouTube, re-download it so that it would upload to Facebook because it wouldn't render to Facebook because it was too large of a file. So that's the only thing that was on that YouTube channel. And wouldn't you know, the video did decent. And I was like, wow, maybe YouTube's maybe they're going to be good to me this time. So we went and started doing pepper reviews, and I just told my wife, I said, I don't care if we do good or bad, we're going to have a catalog of videos. And this was exactly 2 years ago. Exactly 2 years ago, this week, we started reviewing peppers on there. And now I got 1,000 freaking videos up there, but, you know, literally 1,000. But I got caught into that, you know, you get discouraged by, you know how they do with our views up and down and stuff. I got discouraged before. I felt like I had to put out content. You know what that's like. You feel like I have to do a video to the gate, but you don't feel like it. And so I have got caught into that. But then there became that balance where I'm like, it's my channel. I don't care about the money. I mean, I haven't even made $100. I might have made like $100. They haven't even sent it to me yet. But my thing is, once you get to, you know, you get past the little pitfalls of whatever you go through with it, that's when you come to that happy place. And you're like, hey, this is what I freaking love. I wake up in the morning, literally grab a sauce from something I've never had. You know, people send me stuff. And I'm like, thank you. And so I'm going to review it. And I'm like, I don't know if you remember this. The first time I met you, I gave you a Monster Mash. And I said, just eat it. And you're like, no, I'll review it. I go, no, I don't want you to. I said, I want you to enjoy it, you know. But I was just saying that because I wasn't trying to get you know, people want to get promotion, which is fine too. I promote the hell out of somebody, you know, send me something good. But I was just trying to let you know, no, I want you to enjoy it.
No, you're
try
a good
it.
guy is the thing, and you know, you got a good heart. But listen, the whole YouTube thing is a struggle. I think the reason that, I mean, you got to know that 95% of people that start a YouTube channel fail. It mirrors American business, and the reason is that everybody starts a YouTube channel to get rich and famous.
Yeah,
and
you're not going to.
No, those things don't happen. So what I did, and I mean this from the heart, I started for fun. I swear to God, I just did it for fun. I wanted to have fun because I was passionate about it. I wanted to help, you know, share my passion, grow the community. That was it. So I didn't care all along the line. I didn't care if I wasn't making a dime, if I had 7 people that were watching me. It didn't bother me because I was just having fun.
Yeah.
But then something that happens is the channel starts to grow, and now I've got 131,000, and now it's my job. And now, now listen, it's my drug, not just peppers, but YouTube and everything. If I'm not feeling good or I'm feeling down, you know what? I see the red light on the camera. I'm like, I feel better already. So it's been a therapeutic thing for me. It's still fun. I'm not doing it to get rich. I'm not doing it to
Right.
get famous. I'm just doing it because I love it. And the day that I stop loving it, I'll find a different mountain. I'll climb the crap out of it. That's how I am.
That's right. Yeah, and that's what I did. I kind of went through. It was last summer, not this past summer. It was last summer where I was sitting there and I was like, man, I don't know. And it was just a few times. It wasn't a lot, but I felt like I don't feel like doing a video, so I did one anyway. But then you're right. Sometimes when you don't feel like it, I found that it's just like for me. I'm going to be honest. Anybody that I've talked into doing a challenge when you're sick and you did, I'm sorry, but I've literally told people, do it anyway. No, do it. I'm sick today. Me, I'm telling you, the last time I got sick, I came and see you a couple of days later. Remember I said my tolerance is all messed up. I can't be able to handle spice ever since, as good as I did before, but it was early February. But I got sick as a dog, and I did League of Fire challenges every day, the Heart of Fire, and like all these ones that were, and I was getting ripped, man. And that's the only thing that made me feel better, because I get burning and sweating and getting it out. And so sometimes, yeah, that's what I do. And I tell people all the time, when you're getting down, man, do something really hot, because if you get enough pain, you'll forget about whatever else is going on, and if not, you'll still get, maybe you'll get an endorphin dump, or maybe you'll just be so glad that the burn is over, you'll be grateful and look at life differently. But now I just do it for fun, and it's natural. Whenever I feel like doing something, I do it, but I still have that passion. I still, like I said, I still go out and just try to find, I just put up another one tonight, sauce slanging with Black Dog Gourmet, and I love hearing these stories. That's why I had you on, and I love hearing these, going back and you're hearing about these peppers, about these sauces, about this, that, and the other thing. And it's all before my time, most of it. I was a chili head, but it wasn't until 2019 when I found you and Shahina online, and then the algorithms knocked you guys off my radar, I think, in 2020. Because you know how YouTube is. It's like I was watching you guys' videos like crazy back then, and all of a sudden, I don't remember 2020 too well. I'm like, I don't remember seeing anything. Then it was 2021 that's when the rabbit hole started for me, and I love it.
It's funny how it works. I mean, I'm not joking when I tell you this. When I started Chase the Heat, I give you my word, there might have been a dozen, maybe 24 chili channels, period. That's it. And now, I mean, my God, I don't know if you can even count them. There's so many. It's absurd. There's thousands and thousands and thousands. There's new ones popping up every single day. So that's a beautiful thing. I mean, even the tolerances. The first strike I got from YouTube, I've had 4 strikes since I've been a YouTuber. For anybody watching, if you have 3 strikes in a 90-day period, they dump your channel. You're gone. So
right.
The very first strike I ever got, it was for a dangerous act. Okay. And I ate 3 ghost peppers, and that was a dangerous act. And I remember going, oh my God. And then right after that, I did another challenge and got a second strike, and I had 2 strikes that I had to carry for about 60 days. So for 60 days, I was like, well, this is salt. I'm going to have a grain of salt and see what this tastes like today. I was doing the most benign, lame videos because I was scared to death of getting dumped. You fast forward a couple of years, and I'm jumping out of planes eating peppers, and they're like, whatever. What I mean? I'm eating 50 peppers in one video, 20 primatalis in another, like, whatever. So everybody's tolerance has gone up, not just yours and mine, but YouTube's tolerance has gone up. I haven't had a strike in a long. You want to something funny? You're not going to believe this. I swear it's a true story. When we're done with this, I'm going to send you a screenshot so you know I'm not bluffing, because this is hard to believe. I've had probably, I got to know, I had 4,951 videos I've made. I've got about 40 that have been demonetized for one reason or another. And I've got half a dozen that are age restricted. I get an email 2 days ago from YouTube saying that a video that I did called Flashbang Video, the first 2 months of the channel, I did this video. And it's been around, it's got, I don't know, it's not even a big performing video, but it's been around for almost 7 years. And I get saying that they're going to demonetize it and age restrict it. And so I clicked on it to, you can do you can request a review. I requested a review, and I typed in there, I said, what is your problem? I said, I'm not the channel you suppress. I'm the channel you push out. I don't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong in that video. I haven't farted in 7 years, and you're coming after me. You're going after the wrong channel. And that's essentially what I said. I got an email this morning. I'm going to send it to you. They said after a manual review, you're right. Your video's fine. We've removed all the restrictions on it. I read
wow,
it. I had to read I read the email 3 or 4 times. I called my brother. I said, Tom, you're not going to believe what happened. He's like, no way. I mean, listen, that's the first time in 7 years I've ever won a review, ever.
That's amazing. I'm glad it happened, because after this whole thing, so guys, anybody's watching, you may know that the kid's autopsy has been performed that died in Massachusetts, and it's not being released, which me and Johnny both said that was probably what's going to happen, because if they find out it's not the chip, they're not going to want to talk about it. They're just going to want to keep banning stuff. I just got an email. I didn't post it. I did post it in the comments with Mrs. Bokow and Espacante Tomas were talking about this, and I said, oh, they're coming after, which one is it? I got one here, the Jolo chip too. This thing isn't even that hot. This is a quarter of the heat of the Paki chip. This is India's 1-chip challenge. They're coming after that. I got an email. You may have bought this. This may hurt you and all crap. And then James just got one from Canada today, Clopper, about the Paki chip. And then, I don't know if you've seen it. I posted the articles. There was one that said, can spicy foods kill you, with a guy with a super hot pepper. And then there was another one that came out, an article. I just posted this up, and I said, look at the date. It was from the 7th of this month, when all that stuff first started going on. And it said that expert researchers tied a Carolina Reaper to a kid having some kind of something 2 days later. Like, he didn't die, but it happened in 2020. But what they're doing is digging, and these news agencies are trying to find this stuff. And let me tell you, so last week and the week before, I did a whole bunch of challenges. Joe Chilicuber, congratulations to him. He just finally knocked me out of the #1 spot. I was #1 League of Fire since the first of this season, since September 1st, but he knocked me down with a good blow. So, but I was doing challenges because I had time off, and YouTube demonetized every single one of them. Every one, bro. And I don't care. I make like 25 cents to $1 off each one of the videos. If I'm lucky, $1. That's a good one. So I don't care, but I'm like, demonetized. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. And it's sad that it's like that.
Well, they've gotten better. I mean, I've got one video with 800,000 views that was demonetized. And it was demonetized when it only had 60,000 views. So I've had to watch that video go from 60,000 to 800,000 while I didn't earn a penny on it. And boy, it was a painful one. Yeah. So it is what it is, though. You know what? You don't think about those things when you're small. Like, every once in a while, like, this happens at least 3 days a week. I'll make a video, I'll upload it, and YouTube doesn't have notifications on. And I'll get.
I remember
it'll have like 100 views in the first 15 minutes. If I do a video and it's got notifications on, I'll have 30 comments in the first 3 minutes. I'll have 1,500 views in the first hour. And it doesn't sound like here's the thing. It's a delicate thing, because people think that, listen, if you're in a private life, a private sector, and you have a job and you want to make as much money for you and your family, no one's going to fault you for that. But if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to make as much money as possible, you're a scumbag. You're all about money and you're no good and you're selling out. So I don't want to make it sound like this, but they do that to me and they don't put notifications out 3 times a week over the course of a year. That's shafting me on $60,000.
Yeah.
That bothers me a lot.
Yeah. The worst thing is one of them was one of my sauce reviews. Because I was like, you texted me. I'm like, man, don't worry about that. But I didn't, the second one, I didn't get a notification on it at all. And I got to work and I went on my feed, still didn't see it. I went to your channel and seen it, and I was like, and I seen the video, the views. They demonetized your video, the peanuts I sent you too, the mixed nuts. Remember that? Yeah, I think
it's true.
So, I think someone reported that.
No, it's just that I end up dying every time I do a video of yours. It looks so horrific that the viewer's like, are we watching like a suicide on video? Let's report this. I don't know, man, but I have got at least 3, I think 2 or 3 of your videos that are demonetized.
Yeah, they don't. They definitely don't like me at all. My wife literally said that. She said, your name, she said, that's why. She goes, now it's like every time someone's putting your name up there with something, and then she said, you should tell anybody if they review your stuff just to put a good hot sauce or a hot challenge, and then they can tell the viewers about who it is.
Well, you know what?
Then I'm like, no, the AI will pick them up saying it now. But yeah, it's all fun, man. We love it, and that's what we love, like, about your channel. Like, we seriously, like I said, man, we like I said, you fell out of my algorithm for a while, right? I've always been subscribed to you since 2019. I used to watch you and Shen battling it out, and all that. Matter of fact, I remember sharing the poster. It's from Sacramento. It showed up 2 years ago yesterday. It showed up in my newsfeed. So I've been there, the whole time, but it was you guys kind of disappeared for a little bit, but then when you came back, when I hit the bell for all notifications, that's what it took, and I hate that it's like that, but that's what I said. I said, we're watching it, we watch it on the big screen, we have this, YouTube on the Fire Stick, and I said, man, he's good, I'm like, and my wife's like, he's the best, man, and I'm like, he's Johnny Scoville. We're just watching you review stuff. And when you review something that I've had, or you'll review it, then I'll buy it. And I'm like, Johnny was spot on with this,
You know what's funny?
And
I never do this thing and pat myself on the back. I've had one person in 7 years say that my review, they didn't like my review, and that they bought something and didn't like it. One.
Wow.
But it's the dumbest.
That's not bad at all.
The whole world, because I thought I was getting trolled when it happened. Because a guy emailed me. I've never had anybody eat something hot and say, you said it was a 5 and it was a 7 or a 10. What's your problem? I've never, ever had it, not once. This guy said, I watched your video. I've been watching you for years. I bought this Stroming. That stuff tasted terrible. I'm like, did you see me say it tasted good? I said it tasted like it smells like a dead, rotting body. Why did you buy it? And why are you coming at me? I didn't say it was good, but he was coming at me upset that he ate that. Like, he blamed me.
Oh my God. I don't think, let me tell you something. I don't purge. I've never been able to. There's been challenges where I wish I could. I just never been able to throw up. But I'll tell you what, I think that would make me throw up. If I ever do a real hard challenge, I should have a can of that handy and open it up and take a sip.
With you. I would love to do this Stroming challenge.
Oh my God.
That would be so funny. Hey, listen, I got a great contact to get that. Would you do it with me if I got it?
I would try, but I'll tell you, that would be bad. But if I throw up, that at least I would know now I can do a harder challenge and purge from something.
Yeah, can I tell you something? The first time David and Goliath, the Pepper Apprentice, the first time he ever did a video with me, he hadn't eaten. He eats a Reaper. I'm like, what did you eat beforehand? He goes, nothing. I said, dude, you're going to be dead if you don't go throw up. He goes, I can't throw up. I said, what do you mean you can't throw up? He goes, I can't throw up. You better learn. You better get in there and learn. But there's a couple tricks about throwing up. I can talk to you about it later. It's not something I want to talk about on video, but there is a trick.
No.
There's a very serious trick that's very easy, and if you do what I tell you to do, it'll happen every time.
Well, I know I tried. I got a little bit of chocolate up the one time. It was mostly just the milk and a little bit of what was in there. And then the night before I seen you in Charlotte, that for that event there, oh, yeah. I did that Killer Queen, and I completely was not. I never did a single chug before, and I went into something with crystal in it like that, and I'll tell you, that was the worst ever, man. I was literally, I never felt anything like that. The cramps were everywhere. Like, they weren't just in one spot.
That's what you do to me. That's what
yeah.
all of your challenges do to me. What you just described, they're all over. It's a full body cramp.
Oh,
that's what I feel
my
like.
God.
And that's what the Hell Fudge challenge was. I'm not kidding you. Like when the first time you ever go really hot, you can panic, but the second time you've been there before, so you don't panic. I had already been to the point where I was going to call 911, so I didn't panic because I'd been there already. But if I hadn't, dude, I'd been freaking out. That was really horrible. Like, thank God I was alone. I was like, I couldn't sit still. I was trying to move around and get comfortable. I was like moaning, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, that stuff, I went too far with that. Well, the thing was, I made one the year before, and it was 4 different levels, actually 4 different types of fudge. The first one was peanut butter fudge with yellow pepper powder in it. It was very mild to me and you, but you know, a couple people that it got them lit up. But the second was salted caramel with pepper flake in it. That was my favorite. It was so good because I cooked the pepper flake in the butter to get, you know. Then the third one was just dark chocolate with crystals, so it had no pepper flavor, and that was really good. And then the fourth one was everything, like tincture, flake, powder, and crystals. And so I sent it out to some people. Believe it or not, the Scoville unit almost tapped out. This is before his tolerance went sky high. He actually was on level 3 and almost tapped. And then finally he pushed himself, and he was in trouble. But then I had people like, make it hotter next year. Make it 4 pieces, but all level 4. So then I did. You know, I took the NK Hellhammers, one of the hottest peppers, if not the hottest I've ever had, crushed them up, and then cooked them in the butter, and the butter just turned orange, you know. And then I put the crystals in, because once you know, if you heat them to 150, they're fully activated, and so that's what I used. And then I put pepper powder on the outside, and it was just, I mean, it was brutal, man. Hats off to you for doing the whole thing.
It was awful, man. It was terrible. Here's the weird thing. That was one of those challenges that the first square, I was like, oh no. You know,
yeah.
The very first square, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. You know what I mean? I don't want to. It is what it is. If I fail a challenge, I fail a challenge. That was horrific, dude. That was horrible, horrible. Like, I don't know if I can do that again. If you made it again, that's a hard pass. I'm good. I'm all set. I did it once. I don't need. I might
do it. I might do it this year. I make it every year. I make fudge around the holidays, spicy fudge. But I might do it this year. But I would go with just powder. But you know, Mrs. Bokow, of course, she's like, well, make it like the 4 Horsemen, where, you know, I don't know if you know how she makes them, those things. That she has a paste, and then she pours in the molds, the front of the skull, the back of the skull, and then she puts the paste in, and then puts it together. So that paste is like where you get the 32 Reapers or 16 Reapers, you know, because you can't pour that much powder in a chocolate. It won't mold. You know what I'm saying? I tried it. So Mrs. Bokow has given me ideas for making a fudge. I would have to make a layer, then a layer of the paste, then a layer. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Well, just don't call. If you do, you'd make a step down version for me. Here's the thing, man. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm thinking about, like, I'm still going strong. I'm not, like, the challenges I've done this pepper season have been out of control. So I'm not slowing down my pace at all. But, you know, it's like the first year I had the channel, we celebrated year 1. It was like, well, clearly there's going to be a year 2. And when it did, clearly there's going to be a year 3. But now I'm on number 7. Yeah, we'll do a year 8. But it's not a clearly anymore. I'm getting old, you know. This is it's a taxing thing that we do.
It is. Yeah, for me, my thing was last year. When, you know, for one, it's wintertime. You know, we're from up north. We eat a lot more heavier. You know, it just is. But me last year going hard on challenges, prepping. You know, because I'm terrified of cramps. I get them very easily. But me and Miss Bokow gained a lot of weight from potatoes. You know, and just eating heavy like that. So we got a little bit burned out. But she's gonna do a
Hey, Mrs.
She's gonna
do a savage. She really is.
She's gonna do some Death Nuts this weekend. Jiff is probably gonna host it on League of Fire because she has been out of the game for a while, and so she's ready to jump back in. But Alexa, stop! This thing goes off every night. Plays classical music. We don't know why, but the little echo dot. But yeah, hold on. I'll show you what I got for Mrs. Bokow when she gets when she gets her weight up.
What is that?
That's 8 skulls. The Pure and Sandy times 2. It's 8 of them.
And there you have it.
That's gonna be her. That's gonna be she'll be the first. If she can do it, she'll be the first female on the Wall of Flame. So, but she's still got 2 of these she never finished. You remember those?
I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She did 2 of them. She was trying to paint a picture while she was doing it, and I don't think with something that hot you can. I think you need to concentrate on your breathing and really focus. But
I do that sometimes. I'll do like a Robbie dropper and try to play guitar, and it goes. My abilities disappear after the heat is peaking. I'm done. It's hard to concentrate.
Yeah, and that's what she thought. Then I got this here for myself, but I haven't. I don't know, man. This is it's a fudge this is from Gammelstand. It's beautiful looking.
Ooh, it really
but
is.
It's peppermint, and I think it's got 32 super hops, or maybe it's 18 ghosts, 18 reaper or something. I don't know. When I bought it, I could have done it. It looks so good. Yeah, I've had these in the fridge because we don't order from there. But anybody that orders Gammelstad's from Spear and Sandy Society, the shipping was only like $20 from Sweden.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, and it got here within a week. So, but they don't send the chocolates in the summer because, it'll melt. So, but all that stuff, you've seen how good them skulls still look. So, yeah, all that stuff, I order it, when the weather's cool. So I ordered that stuff. I don't remember when it was. I think it was in the spring. But, yeah, they got some new ones out. They got the one, the Phoenix bar, which they call the beginner challenge, which, that's like, I probably would.
I was going to say something earlier. There's a million sauce companies. How many of them have chili head ratings, though? I can only think of a handful, like Hellfire.
Right.
They say it's medium. Listen, if you give that to a newbie, it's going to burn them silly. You have chili head ratings. You're like a chase the heat. If I say it's a medium, it's for a chili head, not for a non. I'm pitching to the chili heads, and you're the same way. But there's a lot of companies out there, and I love their sauces, but they'll say it's hot. It's like, no. But yeah,
I had a hard time. I had a hard time putting hot on this one. This is the one that you haven't done yet.
Oh yeah.
I had a hard time putting hot on this because this is only a little bit hotter than this.
That's a
but
great sauce.
I had to do it because it is hotter. It's just, it's not crazy. The next one will be the crazy hot. That'll be the chili head. Like, yeah, that's the stuff that if you eat a half a bottle on your breakfast, you're going to get cramps type sauce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and I've had sauces. I have some like that. I did get that new sauce, that's Last Dab stuff, man. It's been a week and a half. They sent it DHL for, one bottle. Why would you send it through that company? I don't know. Just, how it is. Sometimes you see something, you just buy it, and you're like, as soon as you press purchase, you're like, why'd I order that shit? So, but I want to see what it's about. I'm like, hey, let's see what's going on here, because it's a red sauce, but it's Pepper X. So is there a red variant now? I don't know.
I don't know.
Listen,
I'm just sitting back like everybody else, waiting to see everything unfold. I'm doing in my little world. I'm doing all I can, but I'm just waiting to see what happens in that.
Oh, it'll unfold this fall. We're going to see all kinds of cool stuff happen, and I think it's going to be great for everybody. I think no matter who you are, it's going to be good for you. I think it's going to be excellent. I can't wait to watch this series. It's going to be a blast. I mean, it's I was there for some of it, so I got to I know it's, and I'm like this is cool, man.
Well,
and I'm like,
I don't even know. Like, I know the whole show from start to finish because I know the storyline. But it's almost like a puzzle. If you only shot on a couple of days, you have a couple pieces of that puzzle. You don't have all of it. I was really lucky. I mean, there was only 56 days of filming, and I was on, I think, 37 of them or something. So I know most of what's going on. It's a really fun. I think it's got every element that a show needs to have people go, let's watch this again. So we'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I know, and I know from just a few shoots that I was there, and I said okay, and I know the storyline. I pretty much I was there for a lot of that, but I still am like, even if someone tries talking to me about it, that knows, I tell them don't say nothing. I don't want to know anything. I want to see it because I'm going to pay for an extra service and all that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I don't want any spoilers.
One thing that I've found is I've got we signed an NDA. There's a lot of people that weren't a part of it that want to know information. I said, listen, I can't tell you, and I'm really good about it. I didn't break it with Netflix. I'm not breaking it with this one. I'm just really good about it. But there are the people that are giving me the hardest time about not telling them stuff are people that are in it but don't know as much as I know. They're like, come on, tell me what happened. I'm like, I can't tell you.
No.
They're the ones. Listen, they're the ones giving me the hardest time about it. They're like, what do you mean you can't tell me? I mean, I can't tell you.
No.
I won't.
No. I know. That's the thing is, why do you want to know? Just wait until it comes out, man. I mean, you of all people are going to be in that. You might be like, man, why didn't they put this scene in there? You know, that you already know how much footage there is. There's going to be split-second clips that were actually a half-hour ordeal, a 10, 20-minute, and it's going to be 10 seconds or 5 seconds. So that's how it is when they edit stuff like that.
True.
But yeah, I told everybody, I said, I don't want to know anything. I want to wait and see when it comes out, and I want to be able to experience it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be there. I want to be one of the people. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I want to know. I want to see it.
It'll be fun to binge watch. It'll be fun because I'm sure we can get through it in a couple of days, but it's going to be weird, man. It's going to be really weird. And
it's going to be good for the whole Chili community. It's going to bring it to mainstream. Like, it's sad what happened to the Pocky chip. I wish they had, in some kind of way, if they had it. So, I mean, with us, with our websites and stuff, we could put right on there, and we do, a disclaimer. Or make someone click it. Like when you order the capsaicin crystals, right, you really got to click that thing, all right? So that you can do that online, but when it got into the 7-Elevens and stuff, they didn't want to, I don't know why. It should have been, if you put it behind the counter with the cigarettes, you'd have been fine and dandy. None of this would be an issue.
Here's the thing, man. Like, high school kids don't smoke cigarettes. Come on, you know how you and I were kids. If they make a 21-year-old, you got to show an ID. And you and I were kids. You don't think you and I'd have a pocket full of pocket chips?
Yeah.
You know we would. All it is one more hurdle for somebody. Listen, here's the bottom line. The very day it happened, they said this boy died, and the parents are concerned that it may have had something to do with the one-chip challenge. 2 days later, it said this boy died after eating a one-chip challenge. 2 days later, it was that one-chip challenge killed that kid. The whole narrative changed, and if they hadn't made the statement that, man, this chip killed my kid, nobody would be saying. We'd all be like, dude, that autopsy is private. That's your business. That's not our business. But when you come out and you blame a chip and you blame an industry, that autopsy is not your business anymore. It's not private. Everybody has a right to see it. No. I guarantee you, I sent myself a text message the day this happened to myself, so it's timestamped, saying what killed him. And when the truth comes out, I'm going to text it to you so you know that the chip didn't kill him. And then what did kill him is not pleasant, and they don't want to talk about it. Or they would have done a victory dance and said, Pocky owes me millions because it killed my son. So but it's shameful that we live in a country where you can do a drive-by lynching like that, and lynch an industry, like willy-nilly, just do what you want and just walk away from it. Like, decimate an industry. Listen, thank God Pocky got bought out by Hershey, because if they didn't, it would have destroyed Pocky. If Pocky hadn't been purchased, it would have ruined them. But they are owned by Hershey. So Hershey's like, well, let's dump the Pocky. We'll sell the other chips. It's this much to Hershey. So it doesn't really matter to them. And I'll tell you what, that family is still going to get a paycheck from Pocky. I promise you. I promise you. They're going to get a paycheck. Whether it had anything to do with them or not, they're going to write them a check to make this story go away.
Yeah, I want to show you a cool. I did some pick and take, but look at the size of it, habanero. Look at. Look at this. I want to show you this stinger on this. So it's a T-Rex. Yeah, it's a T-Rex, but they came out this year. They're darker. They're almost an orange color.
Are you impressed?
It's hard to see on here, but
as a T-Rex from a distance on a video.
Yeah, you did, yeah. And then I got a Super Gross that threw a straight instead of the curl. It threw a straight bumpy pheno.
That's kind of cool. Almost looks like a ghost pepper. It
is, but it's a Super Gross. You ate one about 3 weeks ago. You said, this is good. You were doing a gauntlet, and I gave you one in there.
I remember that.
You said, you're like, this is good. Yeah, this is the one. Last year I sent you the caramel, and then this year I sent you there was two. One was like a mustard, but then there was this orange one. This is the one I want to keep. I got seeds, and then it's going to be F3 next year, and it's the only I've only done a couple of crosses. I'm not a pepper breeder. I'm a, chili. There's too many other people that know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Right. But I've done a couple manual crosses, and this is the only keeper that I'm going to have. People love it, and it just it's got a good flavor. Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna keep that one, and then we're gonna just keep that going and stuff. But yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for jumping on with me.
Listen, bro,
I love you,
so
and I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. But you know what? Just do me a favor. Text me before you come back when you're gonna be here for 2 weeks in the Carolinas, and I'll come down and see you guys, and we'll get together. And
Foy loves
yeah.
you,
But just text me, say, hey, I'm gonna be there for about a week this time, and if I got a day off, I'm gonna cruise down and we'll do a burn together and stuff, and hang out. But I'll keep in contact with you from now to then, and thank you for everything you do, brother.
Of course, thank you for having me, and congratulations again on Uncle Bull Cow. Proud of you, bro.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys, everybody.